This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, the State Department of Education may be against a 4-day school week in the Hazleton Area School District. We'll talk with district officials and a state lawmaker next. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Cara. Here's your information from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. It appears that the State Department of Education has given a thumbs down to the Hazleton Area School District's plan for a 4-day school week during 3 months of the school year. However, the district has not yet received the official word from the state. The district requested an exception for a calendar change, a change approved by the school board and included in this year's school calendar. Lisa Sugart asked School President Clarence John and Board Vice President Vincent Zola why the change was implemented without state approval.
We had a meeting with Dr. Butler. He told us he had talked to the number 1 and number 2 men in PDE, and they said there was not a problem with it because our students were still getting in excess of the mandated number of hours in elementary and secondary. So based upon that recommendation from Dr. Butler and from what he heard from the state, that's why we okayed it. I did speak to Dr. Butler before we came in here. He still has not gotten an official word from the state that this has been turned down. So as of now, he has not received any word from PDE that this is out.
How difficult of a fix is this now that you have to redo your schedule?
Well, I think actually, you know, it's not going to be as difficult as it may seem. We feel sorry, and I apologize to the parents who maybe made arrangements already for daycare and all for those days. They won't need them now, but I think it's early enough, in timeline-wise, that we could make the changes, and I really don't think it's going to be, you know, that big of a deal really when it's over.
One person who is not in favor of the 4-day school week or the change to half-day kindergarten was State Representative Tara Toohill. She reacted to the latest news.
Our district just was not ready at all to cut down to half-a-day kindergarten, and the business community, all of the job providers in this area, they go by Monday through Friday, so it's very difficult for parents that they're going to have children kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade sitting at home for 14 consecutive Mondays. So I'm glad that has been blocked by the Pennsylvania Department of Education, because that was not a good thing for our community.
Meanwhile, the Hazleton Area School Board President and Vice President also reacted to the busing problem still plaguing the district.
When did you find out about that there was a serious issue with all of this?
I guess really the first day of school is when the board found out that there were problems. There were problems with the routing of the buses, times and schedules and so forth. Although looking into it a little bit now, some of the contractors, Joe DeSabel from Roar, you know, was making it known to administrators, not the board, to administrators, that they had concerns about the routing, because they received their routes so late that they didn't have an opportunity to actually go out and run them with the buses to make sure that everything was fine. But that information, unfortunately, wasn't transferred or given to the board members.
Now, people are asking, you know, there's a company from Texas that is dealing with all of this. Did this play a role in any of this? I know you've utilized this company for at least a decade in the past. So did this play a role in this, and maybe why they didn't know the streets in our area?
No, not really. Roar Transfinder has been with us for at least maybe 12, 15 years. They service over 1,800 school districts in the country. Their headquarters is in Texas, but the outfit we deal with is from New York, so they're very familiar with our area. They were using maps that were outdated from Luzerne County. Schuylkill County and Carbon counties were fine. Luzerne counties were outdated. When they got the maps, they were looking at them. Some of the roads were one way. Some roads were private roads. Some roads were dead ends. That was part of the problem with the routing. And it was no fault of their own. They were down there, and there's 3 gentlemen there today from Transfinder. They worked all weekend. Mr. Zola was there on Tuesday all day. Administration came in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They were there over the holiday. They're doing a yeoman's job, or trying to do a yeoman's job, from information that was not available to us in the beginning. Had we known all this, I guarantee you school would not have started until after Labor Day.
That was a question that was next on my list. Many parents said, why wasn't it delayed?
Because we didn't know about it. And we were told there was some routes just had to be tweaked a little bit, but tweaking was the wrong word. And had we known it, it would not have started school until after Labor Day.
Parents are asking who's responsible. I know there were a lot of nervous parents out there. The kids didn't get dropped off at their spots. Maybe the bus driver didn't know where the child went. I mean, who is responsible, God forbid, if there's a problem and a child's lost?
Well, ultimately the school district is responsible. Who's responsible for not passing information on? We could sit here and point fingers, all day, but that's not the answer. I think, what's important is that, we were looking to correct issues that had occurred in the past. We were looking to hopefully make our runs more efficient.
How much of the problem has been corrected at this point, and when do you see it being totally corrected?
I saw a big difference from Tuesday of this week till today. I think we're in great shape. The buses left the high school 2 minutes early yesterday. And that's a problem, because don't forget, all the buses at the high school then go to middle schools, Valley, West Hazelton, Freeland. So if it's late leaving the high school because of issues, it's going to be late arriving at the middle school and late leaving the middle school. Yesterday, we were on schedule. We were 2 minutes early, actually, leaving the high school. And that's due to a lot of hours and work of people putting into it. So I think you're going to now start to see where everything's going to be, back to a somewhat normal route.
Thanks, Lisa. And we will have much more of Lisa's interview with the school directors in the coming days here on FYI. FunFest 2016 is just 2 days away. The big event takes place Saturday and Sunday in downtown Hazelton, and SSPTV will be part of the festivities as we team up with the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders right outside our studios at 109 West Broad Street. So stop by Sunday and meet some of the players and the personalities from SSPTV. For the second straight year, there will be a faith service at FunFest featuring many churches and many faiths. I spoke with Rodney Murphy from Faith Assembly of God in Hazelton and Edwin Mieses from Good News Church in West Hazelton to get more details. Rodney, I want to start with you. You said something that I thought was really cool. You said, listen, faith has been bringing communities and this community together for years, decades. It has that power, and that's what you guys are looking for at FunFest.
Yeah, absolutely. We did some history study on Hazelton. And Hazelton was really founded as a place of prayer because of its location, being so high up in elevation. People would migrate here for times of prayer and gathering together to worship God. And we are blessed to have many different faiths and denominations in our city and the greater Hazelton area. And one thing throughout the centuries that has brought communities together has been faith. And this is actually taken from the Bible, from God's Word. Jesus prayed in John 17 that his people would be one together as he and the Father is one. And so our passion as a group of pastors, Kenny, is to bring that element of oneness through worship, through prayer, and just coming together in a public and corporate setting and allow faith to be our connection point.
And this year, of course, the pastors will be speaking. There'll be music, there'll be dancing, a lot of fun. You mentioned you guys will even hit on the superhero theme that's going on with FunFest, but something very serious too. It is falling on September 11th as we remember the terrorist attacks, and you'll be doing something special for that.
Yeah, I think that God orchestrates all things in our life. There's no happenstance, that he orchestrates that. And so when I was speaking with Mary in the chamber, the fact that it was on 9/11 really struck a chord with me. And I asked permission to incorporate that into the service, and they said absolutely. So what we've done is we have taken out part of the service to honor the families that are victims of 9/11. It's 15th year anniversary, and we also want to just pray over them from afar, wherever they are around our nation, around the world. And then we also want to incorporate our community superheroes. So we sent letters out to the police, the fire, the EMTs, men and women that put their lives literally on the line for us on a daily basis. And we want to bless them and honor them, and we want to pray over them, a prayer of protection and blessing for them and their family, because I think they get overlooked a lot, Kenny, in our community. So I'm excited about that portion of the service as well. I think it's going to be just a real boost for our city.
Finally, Edwin, how would you encourage people if they are kind of, on the fence about this, with their faith or with anything? Why would you tell them, give this a try?
Okay, yes, come down and take a look what's going on. You're going to enjoy yourself. We don't bite. Okay, but you really are going to enjoy yourself. You're going to be able to worship God together with us, and just be a part of something that is happening, something great behind the scenes. I think God is working in people's hearts, because it's bringing about an awakening of people understanding that we really need God in our lives. We need God in the city. We need help from above, to help us, go forward and to be an impact in this community that we live in for the positive.
Well, gentlemen, thank you, and get out there. It is Sunday, September 11th at 10:30 a.m. It will be at Broad and Wyoming Streets. Still to come on FYI, a scoreboard filled with fall sports scores, and that's music to my ears. And when we come right back, Charles McElwee from the Greater Hazleton Historical Society and Museum has another interesting segment, so stay tuned.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
This Saturday, a very special dedication ceremony will be taking place at the Greater Hazleton Historical Society and Museum. Here to tell us all about it is a member of the Board of Directors, Charles McElwee, who recently back from a trip to Ireland, who will be telling us about that as well. But Charles, this is really special. The museum has never hosted a program for 9/11. The 15-year anniversary is Sunday, and there is a special reason behind this ceremony taking place on Saturday.
Right, Lisa. So it's hard to believe for all of us that we're reaching the 15-year mark on that fateful day 15 years ago. But on Saturday morning at 11 a.m., we're holding a ceremony to dedicate a piece of the World Trade Center from the facade of one of the towers that was donated to us from New York. Our president, Tom Gabos, applied for a piece of the World Trade Center 8 years ago, and he was placed on that waiting list for 8 years. And we were informed over the summer that the Historical Society would receive a part of that rubble. So on Saturday, we invite all members of the public to come and to mark this anniversary by partaking in the ceremony.
What was the reaction when the museum found out they would be a recipient of that piece?
Well, we were pleasantly surprised to be placed on a waiting list that long. You're not sure if you'll ever receive such a historic piece of an American tragedy. And so Tom was pleasantly surprised. And on Saturday, we will have a priest bless the rubble, and at 3 restaurants, Giorgio's, Jimmy's, and Frankie's in downtown Hazleton, all first responders who patronize that business until 2 p.m. that day will receive 20% off their meal. But we encourage all members of the public, we invite elected officials in the region to be present to mark this special piece, that a rare piece of our history, to be part of the museum.
And this is taking place this Saturday at 11 a.m. right in front of the museum, which is at 55 North Wyoming Street. And then once this ceremony is over, I'm sure it will be on display for everybody to come and see at any time the museum's open.
Right, it will be on display that day, and stick around because we will be having an open house that day. It's Fun Fest weekend, so there's going to be a lot of activity. So please come to the museum. We'll be open until 3 p.m.
All right, very good. A special ceremony to dedicate that piece of history from those terrible days on 9/11. Please come out to the museum this Saturday at 11 a.m. They hope to have a nice crowd to be there.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
That 9/11 ceremony being held at the Greater Hazleton Historical Society Museum will be held indoors. Well, here outdoors at the Laurel Mall, look, it's fall at the mall. Don't fight it, people. Embrace it, even though the weather definitely still feels like summer. Here's our local weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight we have a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, a mostly cloudy night with a low of 72 degrees. Friday will be mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny, high in the lower 80s. Friday night for some football, partly cloudy with a low of 63 degrees. Saturday we have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny, high of 83. Saturday night 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, low of 63. Sunday is mostly sunny with a high near 74 as it cools down a little bit. Sunday night mostly clear with a low around 51. Monday sunny with a high near 74. And then for our Monday night, mostly clear, low of 53 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today.
Well, this Sunday is Fun Fest Sunday, and it is also the very first time that a special event is being held at the Hazleton YMYWCA. Here to tell us all about it is the CEO of the Hazleton Y, Celeste Samick, here to talk about the Vera Bradley and More Bingo. Well, this is enticing.
I hope so. I hope so. This is the first time we're doing this bingo. It's going to be held on Sunday, September 11th at the Hazleton YMYWCA building. It's a Vera Bradley and More bingo. Most of the prizes will be Vera Bradley. The specials prizes will be coach purses. And you can purchase tickets at the front desk. They're $20. We have 15 games going and 3 specials. And the specials will be the Vera Bradley bags. It's the coach bags. And this, hopefully, if it's a success, like we hope it is, it will benefit our scholarship program. We offer scholarships to families and children and the elderly. It doesn't matter. We don't distinguish between them. So we're hoping to build up our scholarship program.
So how great is the need? I know a lot of people want to come because there's so many services at the Y, but a lot of people, I guess, are in need at this point in our life.
We have a tremendous amount of requests for scholarships, and we can't always grant them. We see a lot of families coming in looking for some scholarship on their family membership. The children could swim and play, and the adults can work out. And we have babysitting for those children while their parents are working out. So we do see a great need. We see a lot of young boys and girls, high school age, that come into the Y after school every day from now until school's out. A lot of them cannot pay for their membership. So this will enable us to at least scholarship them to an extent that they can pay a little, and we can pay a little, and they could come to the Y.
And you're hoping to make this an annual event so that it will be synonymous with Fun Fest.
I hope to. I hope if it's a success on Sunday that we can continue to do this every Fun Fest Sunday and coordinate with the downtown. I think it'll be a fun event for everyone. I like to go to these bingos. I'm hoping other people like to go to these bingos. And yes, we'd like to make it a yearly event.
And is there a limited number of tickets available?
Right now there is not. If I see a big surge in ticket sales today, there may be, but right now there is not.
Okay. Well, we hope everyone will come out. You're going to be downtown for Fun Fest this weekend, we know, but you're going to want to go over to the Y on Sunday. The doors will open at 11 o'clock Sunday. Bingo starts at 1 o'clock. It's Vera Bradley and More Bingo, all to benefit the many scholarship programs of the Hazleton YMYWCA.
We don't have those cool machines with the bouncing balls, but we do have the green screen here on FYI. Here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Pick 296, pick 3 769, pick 4 6501, and pick 5 88803. We have a massive, huge FYI standard speaker scoreboard when we come right back with the Sportscast.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Yesterday, I ate 6 Little Debbie's pumpkin cookies, and today the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard is exploding with fall sports results. Coincidence? I don't think so. I do know this as well. The Lady Preppers and Lady Cougars had a good day of tennis on Tuesday. MMI swept the singles matches over Wyoming Valley West, and Hazleton area swept everything against Crestwood. Tamaqua, they've dropped 2 matches over the last 2 days in girls tennis. Hazleton area ran past Crestwood and MMI in boys and girls cross country. Franklin Cunningham won both races for the Cougars. Mary Everdale won both races for the girls. Monica Shimko led the Lady Raiders to an impressive Schuylkill League sweep. Mono area topped Marion. Sierra Abramchinsky was second, Megan Bisco was third, and Megan Babinski was fourth for the Lady Bears in the races. Cole Streisel won the boys race and paced Mono area to 2 wins. The Blue Raiders' Brad Clemson finished first in Tamaqua's win over Marion. In field hockey, Hazleton area tossed a shutout. 3 Lady Cougars had braces. Jill Bookman, Megan Reed, and Laura Basic each had 2 goals. During a week when Penn State will renew their rivalry with Pitt, Marion renewed their girls volleyball rivalry with Nativity. Marion won in 5 sets. Jasmine Mooney had 25 kills for the Phillies. MMI and Hazleton area both lost Wyoming Valley Conference matches. At the college level, the Penn State Hazleton women's volleyball team beat Luzerne County Community College. It was the first win for new head coach Tracy Beal. The local Lions men's soccer team fell in a game 4-2 to Berkeley College out of New Jersey. In boys high school soccer, Hazleton area came back from 2 down to beat Wyoming area. Josh Corvarubius Capriotti had a hat trick in the win. Riley McHugh scored a hat trick for Tamaqua in their victory. In golf, Hazleton area's Ryan Kiss was 4 under par in the Cougars' win over Coughlin. Marion keeps rolling in Schuylkill League golf. Albert McFadden was 1 under in his round for the Colts. MMI, they beat Nanticoke and are in first place in their division in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Hazleton area dunked Pottsville in water polo. That's a good start to the season for the Cougars and Lady Cougars. In the International League, the Rail Riders beat the Iron Pigs. And Anthony Rizzo hit his 29th homer of the season, but the Cubs fell 2-1. That's the sports report. Here's the social report. It's Thursday. Go crazy. It's boneless wing night at Bottlenecks. 50 cents a wing. You can add a small order of fries for only $1.50.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the American Red Cross will be holding their Northeast PA Golf Tournament Monday, September 19th at the Glenmora National Country Club. The day begins at 10 a.m. with registration and concludes with a cocktail hour and dinner beginning at 4, complete with awards, prizes, giveaways, and a raffle. Registration and sponsorships opportunity, please call 570-234-4163. Our next announcement, the Greater Hazleton Historical Society will be holding a 15th anniversary 9/11 memorial dedication ceremony Saturday, September 10th at 11 a.m. The ceremony will be dedicating a piece of the World Trade Center rubble. The event is open to the public with a suggested $5 donation. For information, please call 570-455-8576. Our next announcement, the Hazleton Fire Department's annual 9/11 Remembrance Prayer Service will be held Saturday, September 10th at 7 p.m. at Poplar and Hawthorne Streets in Hazleton. All are welcome to attend. And finally, Holy Rosary Parish will be hosting a free community luncheon Saturday, September 10th from 10:30 a.m. to noon at Catholic Social Services in Hazleton. All are welcome to attend, and the parish would like to thank the Hazleton Rotary Club and the Weinberg Northeast Regional Food Bank. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Pasco Banger of Hazleton, Mass is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. from the Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church. Friends may call Saturday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. The Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Kathleen Gunshore of Hazleton, Mass is Friday at 10 a.m. in the Annunciation Parish at St. Gabriel's Church. Friends may call Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. And Sharon Can Lukash of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Boyle Funeral Home.
On our Friday newscast, there's a lot of fun coming your way as we'll continue to get you ready for Fun Fest, and our Football Friday feature is very neat. I'm hanging out with the Valley Chiefs Youth Football League tonight. You'll see that story tomorrow. We'll see you then. Take it easy, everyone.